Good morning.
Happy
Good
New
morning.
Year, Ernie.
Good morning, yeah.
Samech Ches Samad Aleph, 68.
Okay.
65, right?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, 65.
Samachay. Samachay.
Samech Ches Samad Aleph, 65.
Yeah, yeah.
Tanya Mudu Anam Chavero. Somebody took a neder that his chaver can't have hana from him. Ein matirin lo ela b'fanav. When you annul that neder, you have to have the person present at the nullification. The person that you took the neder that he's not going to have enough from you, or that you're going to not have enough from him. Anonymly, how do you know this? Amr Nachman Tichsiv, Vayom Hashem el Moshe b'Midyan, Lech Shuv Mitzrayim, Ki Mesu Kolo Anoshim. Hashem told Moshe, go back to Midyan. No, in Midyan, that he could go back to Egypt because the people who he had witnessed committing murder had died. We said that's Dosan Vaviram. So now it's safe for you to go back to Mitzrayim. And you took a shvua. So you have to be matir the next one where you took the shvua. Amar lo b'midyan nadar telech vater nidrucha b'midyan. Since you took the Midyan, the shvua in Midyan, in the presence of Yisro, you have to be matir the neder there. T'chsiv Vayoel Moshe Lasheves es ha'ish, and Vayoel is for the lashon of a shvua. Ein ola la shvua. Vayavei oso be'aloi. This is in Yechezkel. He brought him to a shvua. Now, there's another proof. Gaba Melech Nebuchadnezzar Morad Asher Hishbio Belokim. Tzidkiyahu HaMelech rebelled against the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar. My Mardusa. What kind of what rebellion are we talking about here? Ashkechet Tzidkiyahu Nebuchadnezzar. Tzidkiyahu was present when Nebuchadnezzar ate a live rabbit. Amarle was embarrassing to Nebuchadnezzar. So Nebuchadnezzar told Tzidkiyahu, take an oath that you're never going to reveal this to anybody so that this information won't go out. Ishtaba. So Tzidkiyahu took an oath. L'sof havakom, it starts Tzidkiyahu begufe. In the end, Tzidkiyahu wanted to tell this tale about Nebuchadnezzar, but he couldn't because of the shvua. So itshul shvua say ba'amar. So he went to the Chachamim, and they were matir the neder that he had taken. Shama Nebuchadnezzar to come Nebuchadnezzar heard that everybody was talking about that he had eaten a live rabbit. It must be that Tzidkiyahu had spilled the beans. Shaloch va'aisi Sanhedrin v'Tzidkiyahu. Nebuchadnezzar sent for Tzidkiyahu and the Sanhedrin that was matir his neder. Omer Lohon, he told them, Chazis my kovet Tzidkiyahu? Do you know what Tzidkiyahu Melech did to me? He took an oath in the name of his God that he's not going to reveal this. Amri late Ichali Shvusa. So the Sanhedrin told Nebuchadnezzar that, he asked to have the Shua nullified. So he was allowed to say it. Amri lahu Ichali Shvusa. So he asked, can you nullify a Shavua? Amri lay in. So they said, yeah. Amri lo b'fanav, afilu shelo b'fanav. Does it have to be in front of the person that the neder was taken about, or not? Amri le b'fanav. So they said the halacha has to be with the person there, like we just learned. Amri lahon v'ason maya viditam. So why did you be matir as neder? You didn't have me, Nebuchadnezzar, since I was the one involved in the neder. You're supposed to do it b'fanav. My time alone, why didn't you tell that you can't have your shvua nullified unless I was there? Yad yeshvul arts yidnu ziknei vatzion. Pasuk necha. The members of the Sanhedrin would sit on pillows. So they removed the pillows as an act of tshuva that they had made a mistake in halacha. Mishnah. Rameir Oimer. Yesh dvorim shein kenoilad ve'ein kenoilad. We said previously that there's a machlokes whether you can be poiskin benoilad, right? Rabbi Lazar in the Mishnah said yes. Chachamim said no. Comes Rav Meir to say there's some things that are like nola, but they're not really nola, and you could use them as a mechanism. Like if it's like almost like if he took the neder as a t'nai, like he made the neder dependent on something else. That you could use. The Chachamim, though, still did not agree with Rav Meir that you could use this mechanism. Ketza, Amar. I take a shua, I'm never going to marry such and such woman because her father is an evil person. Amr lo meis. If he was later on told, oh, the father died, oh, sha'asa tshuva, or that the father done tshuva. So according to Rav Meir, this is one of these things that are kenoilad ve'ein noilad. You could use it. Or koinem person takes a net. I'm not going to walk into this house because there's a rabid dog there or snake. And if he's told later on the dog has died or the snake has died or killed, this is again one of these examples. It's not mamish like noilad. And you could use it as a Pesach. The halacha is in the Rambam and Yoredeya that you could use such a Pesach. It's these examples that you're told you're neder in something and it turns out that something has changed, then it's mutter. Even though it happens after, not at the same time that he made the neder, you find out that the guy was dead. But even if the guy died later, it's permitted. So the Gemara says, Mace, if the dog dies, noiladu. And it's vaday noilad, not noilad de she'ena noilad. It seems like it's a case that didn't exist. The facts didn't exist when he made the neder. Now it's a new existence, noilad. It's not noilad. We understand it's neder like a t'nai. that as long as the dog is present, he can't go into the house. And he explained to himself that that's why he made the neder. Now the matzav has changed, the neder goes away. Rav Yochanan Kvar Meis, that Rav Yochanan says, it's not that it happened later. Rav Yochanan explains the reason why this neder is not like Noilik, because we find out that at the time that the person made the neder, that the father had died, or that the dog had died at that time that he had made the neder. So it was not really tolu in something else. It was before he made the neder, these things had happened. Kvar Mesa, Kvar Satshuva, Kavri Mesa. Mostly for Rav Abba. So Rav Abba asked the following question. He takes a now, I'm not going to marry this woman, she's ugly. And Vaharei no, but really the facts are she's pretty. Or Shchoira. He said, he thought she was dark complexion. Vaharei Levona. Or Ktsara. He thought she was short. Vaharei Aruka. It turns out she's tall. Muterba. He's permitted to marry her. This is not a case where she went to a plastic surgeon and got beautified. Or Shchoira Vanasa Levana, she went to a dermatologist. She was Shchora at one point and now became Levana. Or she underwent some kind of surgical procedure where she became tall. Ktsar Vanasa Ruka. That's not the case. Ella, Shah Neder Tos. The neder was a mistake from the beginning. She was never Keura or Shchoira or Ktsara. He was just mistaken. So this is good. Bishmal Ravuna, the Amarnasa Ketol Nidra B'Davar, who explained that the reason how this works is that since he made the neder thinking that it was connected, it was a certain kind of fact. That's why he says Tol Nodra bin Davar. It wasn't correct. We taught a neder tos. Al Rabbi Yochanan, the Omar Kvar Meis Kvar Asa Tshuva, that the reason why the neder over there works, because at the time that they made the neder, the father had already died or had already done tshuva. So why would this new Baraisa say the same thing? Rabbi Yochanan already explained that the first case was she was not these things in the first place. Why would I need another Baraisa? So that is a problem for Rabbi Yochanan's shot. We have a second Baraisa that seems to be duplicate. Mishnah. V'odam Rav Meir. If it turns out that he made a neder that sort of goes against the Torah, it's a good Pesach. Your neder involves violating, don't take revenge, or you're not supposed to hate your brother, or you have to live in peace with your brother. If you take a neder against him, you're violating. Or let's say you took a neder that you're not going to give him any, he can't have anoah from you. And it turns out shehu ani, but he's poor, and there's a mitzvah in the Torah to be mafarnes, somebody who's an ani. And then he says, after you tell him that, if I knew all along that was correct and I was going against the Torah, I wouldn't have made the neder. I raise a mutter. Okay, so the Rambam in the Yardeh says also that when he took a neder, he took a neder that if she's ugly, I'm not going to marry her. It turns out she was pretty. at the time that he made the neder, it's not that he changed, but at the time of the neder, then that's the neder goes away. And also, if you give him this Pesach and you say, if you would have known when you made the neder you're going to violate the Torah, then the neder goes away. The last time that they said, well, that would be an ani, and you can't be mefarnes him. Why can't he say, listen, this ani falls upon the whole community, not just on me. I made a neder, but there's 1,000 people that can help him. My demati li lefarnes sabadi kula alma mefarnes alei. What are you coming to me to be mefarnes? Go to the community. My job is to join with the community. When I give it to the Gabbai Tzedakah. So we learn from here that an ani's needs fall upon every one of us as individuals. First, then if he goes around and he can't collect from them, then he goes to the Gabbai Tzedakah. The Gabbai Tzedakah collects from the whole committee. Mishnah.
What does the Rambam say about that? I'm not sure if that's halacha. If there's a Gabbai Tzedakah,
They did not pass. I don't see a psak here regarding that.
I mean, if there's a guy, I know it falls on every individual, but the guy made a neder over here. He made a neder. So what is it? It's
So
a
it's as
neder
if
cost.
so therefore he has to. So therefore he has to go and get it undone. He can't say I can keep my neder. The psicha works. That means by going to him and say, oh, if you knew that you're going against being mefarnes and ani, would you have made the neder? And if he says no, we're matir that neder. We paskin that way, even by tzedakah. The Gemara wanted to prove from there that we can't say that helping an ani doesn't fall initially on each one of us. The din is it does fall on each one of us initially. Then let's say the guy goes around to 10 people that can't collect any money from anybody. Then there's a concept of a community chest. But l'chatchila, the chiyuv of stock is on each person. That's how the Gemara learns here. Mishnah. Poiskin lodim b'ksuvas ishto. If, for example, he took a ned there not to provide hanoah from his wife, then not to give hanoah to his wife. That goes against the ksupa. We have to be mefarnes to your wife, and you would have to divorce her. So if you were tell him that, he didn't think that he didn't take that into consideration, that he might have to divorce his wife. He made that net there, and then he'd have to pay the ksuba. So that's a legitimate Pesach for the chacham to be matir the neder. And that's halacha. If you would have known that by taking this neder, you'd have to be magarish your wife and give her a ksuba. Oh, no, I didn't know that. So he can be matir such a neder. There was a case. Person had made his wife usher to benefit from him. The ksuba was 400 dinner. Rabbi Kiva said you have to be magarish and pay the ksuba. My father left me 800 dinner. Notal achi arba meos. My brother took half. Bani arba meos. So it's the only money I have. Lo daya shetito himosayim animosayim. Can't I split it with her, even though the ksuba says 400? But then I'd be left with nothing. Can I give her 200 and I keep 200? What are you talking about? You have to give her every penny, even if you have to sell your own hair, because you only had $3.99 and you need an extra dinner. You'd have to sell your own hair to pay her. If I knew I had to give my wife all of my money, I wouldn't have made the neder. V'iti Rabbi Akiva. And Rabbi Akiva used that as a Pesach to be matter the neder. Now the Gemara asks, the person's hair, which can be sold, is a metaltalin, it's not karka. And the Gemara asks, I thought only karka is meshubit to a ksuba. Is metaltalin, a person's metaltalin also meshubit? Amr Abaya karka shavashmona meos dinner. Here he's talking about he had inherited from his father land that was worth 800 din. So the chiyuv didn't go against what our normal halacha is. The shibud was on land. Baktani saroishoy. But then later on, he said, let's say there wasn't enough money, he has to sell his hair. Sarosh metaltalihu. Why would he have to give him the value of his hair? The hair is metaltalim, and l'chor it's not lean to the ksuba. Let's say you've reached a place where you didn't have to eat and you'd have to sell your hair for it. You still have to sell it and give it to your wife. Shema mina ein mesarim lebal chayv. You don't set up like a payment plan for a creditor. You collect everything from the guy who owns it. And we don't, let's say, listen, you could pay him off over 10 years. So that way we give the guy who owes the money the opportunity to live. No, we don't do that. The Ran brings it's machlokas in Bob Metzia. That means there's one opinion that you don't collect everything from the guy, and you have to make him sell his bed and his instruments of his work, and the din is you leave him his bed and your mattress and the kelim that he used for his business and food for 12 months. And there is a mandam that says misagnim. Now from here, from our Mishnah, it would seem to demand that you have to make him sell every last thing, including the hair on his head. Shema mina ein mesarim lebal chayv. In that debate there in Bava Metzia, this Mishnah seems to prove that we don't do the process of sort of setting up a payment plan. Really, we are mesader lebal chayv. We paskin that we push off the bal chayv and we allow the one who owes the money to set up a payment plan. But we don't, according to Rabbi Akiva, we don't tear up the shtar ksuba. That means even though we leave money with the guy who owes it, the chov remains, and we keep the shtar ksuba so it's completely paid out. When he has money later on, they'll take it from him and they'll rip up the ksuba. Okay.
So, yeah. What do you want to do tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I'd like to do the same thing. Sunday night, 9:00.
Okay.
Okay. Shkoyach, Reni.
Everybody.
How was the bar mitzvah?